Hey everybody, welcome back to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and this is our Smallpox deck. We've had a lot of success with the Smallpox deck so far. We're going to see if we can keep it up. This hand is a little on the worse side of some of the ones we've had today, simply because it's very good against creatures, but if our opponent's not playing creatures, his hand gets a lot worse. Fortunately, our opponent has mulliganed, so that always a good start. Island, huh? Island Mox Opal. Okay. Assuming affinity, not positive here. We have the turn 2 Smallpox if we want it. We could just play eggs. Eggs might be more likely, which is going to be pretty bad for us. Given that, I'm going to save the Marsh Flats. Yeah, I'm just going to set up for the turn 2 Smallpox. I'm going to save the Marsh Flats in case we need to turn on Revolt for Fatal Push later on. Don't know what our opponent's doing over there. I'm kind of thinking it's eggs of some nature, some sort of combo deck, which is... Our hand's pretty bad against that. If he played a creature here, that would just be the dream. Oh. Okay, well. May as well stick to the plan. Plan obviously is still pretty good for us, so. Sure hope there's not a Sword of the Meek in here. Alright, discard this Fetid Eve. Thought it's another Thopter Foundry, okay. Well, getting this land should be pretty good. We need to find a way to win, though. We've got a little bit of a window here, but we actually need to find a way to win the game. Hopefully nothing crazy happens this turn and we can Inquisition. Okay, that's pretty good for us, I think. I could run out Lilion. Oh yeah, I'm definitely running out Lilion. He doesn't have Metalcraft. Well, the dream is dead on the Revolting Fatal Push for the moment. But I would say that it's worth it in this case. Because those are Liliana fodder anyways. Please don't discard Sword of the Meek, that's all I ask. Brutality, okay, great. Yeah, if he discarded Sword of the Meek, he could then just use the Thopter Foundry to sack the Opal and just make a 1-1 every turn and gain a life. And that would be pretty bad for us. I guess this is kind of counts as a win condition right now. Okay, let's discard a card. One time, no Sword of the Meek, please. Ooh, War of Invention. Nice, okay. Alright, well, we have a plan. Yeah, War of Invention is actually pretty good. So this must be that Tezzerator deck. That's just like Tezzerator. I'm definitely playing it at some point on here. It's Tezzerator and a bunch of search stuff. It's kind of sweet, actually. Trinket Mage, stuff like that. As you can see. You know what it doesn't do, though? Can't deal with this Shambling Vent beatdown. Boom, 14, winning. Also, we can ult Liliana in 2 turns here. Oh, okay. Sure. Yep. Making a Thopter. No value Thopter, but making a Thopter to pressure Liliana. That is perfectly fine. Oh, look. An answer. Something, draw this card in the deck right now? Okay. So we're still in trouble to Sword of the Meek. We're trying to dodge Sword of the Meek right now. Because that would probably kill us. I don't think we could beat that. It would be one of the worst not a great Sword of the Meek, given his lack of mana. But it would still start the combo. And then we'd actually have a Liliana ult even if he found it, but it's still not a position you want to be in. Please don't be this 2-mana Sword of the Meek. Okay. Well, that's why we have Liliana in the deck. I mean, this is all fine. Liliana is an out to Ensnaring Bridge. Are we still trying to dodge him? He could still like draw War of Invention now would actually be pretty good. We do get to go ahead and Liliana him though, so that's a start. All right. So he really needs to keep the bridge pile. I mean, he's just going to keep this top pile and still have the out of drawing. I guess that's to be what it is, though. He's still, if I'm him, keep the top pile and try to draw Sword of the Meek before we kill him. Yeah, that makes sense. I should have done this first. I hadn't completely thought through my turn here. So that's my mistake. Cost us a point here. What I'm actually going to do, it took me a minute to figure out this was the right play, but I'm actually just going to cast a second Liliana. Keep the new one, obviously. Immediately plus it, so we get closer to ultimating again and messing up his board state. I missed a point of damage. Should have fatal push before blocks. Whew, okay. I'll take that one. So he could War of Invention for Sword of the Meek right now. I mean, this game is not at all won, just for the record. Okay, fortunately it's just a fatal push. This is a lot harder than I thought, basically because now his deck probably only plays like 2 Sword of the Meek, so he's not that likely to draw it, but he could draw War of Invention right now and search it out, in which case we're in a lot of trouble again. I think we need to draw. Okay, good. I think avoiding it this turn is good for us. I think we're fine now. I mean, I guess I can Brutality, drain him for 2, or I can just discard it and activate Shambling Vent and attack him for 2 and gain life, so that seems better. Doesn't seem super relevant either way, but... Could also flashback Lingering Souls, but again, that doesn't seem incredibly relevant. As opposed to just hitting for 7, 8, 10. So how many collective we still have? Okay, sure. That's fine. I was gonna say if we get him to 2, we still have a collective brutality, which is lethal even through a bridge. But he needs Sword of the Meek right here. I think he basically has to be the card on top of his deck even. Or bridge, obviously. Brutality, huh? Sure. He's still dead, right? Yeah. Still have lethal. That was hard. That game was harder than we would have liked. However, let's attack him for 8 and win. I don't know if I played perfectly or not. It was hard because there's a lot of stuff to try to play around if possible. What is it? Something to flash back? Am I missing something? Oh, he just wants to sack itself. Oh, whoops. Okay, so we don't actually have lethal. I'm just gonna... Well, it doesn't matter. There's nothing... He can draw a bridge. So we do this. Yeah, I mean, bridge is the only thing we lose to, so if you make him keep 2 lands, he can't draw out of it. Okay, well we took game one. It's actually kind of a nail biter. Leyline of the Void, very good here. Shadow of Doubt, very good here. Stony Silence, very good here. Surgical, very good here. I think I like having one Damnation. I like having this. I don't care. Fatal Pushes aren't going to matter. Smallpox is fine. Lingering Souls is Lingering Souls. It's good. I mean, Brutality is like one of the worst ones, but it's also Burn in a situation where we need it. Excuse me. And I kind of like having the Damnation in case something gets out of hand. I'm going to cut a Gideon. I got to cut a lot more here, huh? I kind of want to cut Bloodghast. Maybe we cut... We're going really hard on the Graveyard Hate here, but I think that that's correct. I mean, our deck does not have a lot of ways to beat Bridge for what it's worth. I'm going to cut the Bloodghast. I don't think they matter as much. I'm not playing against this deck, so I'm not sure. What I'm doing here is sort of overloading on Hate to try to stop his deck, as opposed to just, you know, trying to do what our deck wants to do. And I don't know if that's correct or not. Because he has some things that just kind of hard stop what we want to do, and his end game is better than ours in terms of Bridge and Thopter Sword combo. Yep, this is a keep. I guess I'll take the Inquisition. And just... Yeah, that's fine. We have a lot of cards that are good against him. The Graveyard Hate's good against him. The Stony Silences are good against him. Whew, okay. Well, that's a lot of stuff. I think I take the Gear per Aether Grid. Next turn we take the Ensnaring Bridge. Probably doesn't matter which one we do first. Take this one. Brutality's not going to hit any of it. This deck got a lot of sweet stuff going for it. Kind of like it. I got to play that deck sometime. I assume there's just a... oh, it's kind of awkward. He can't make any color off of... Getting what? So what's the other Sunburst here? Oh, because of our own Urborg. Whoops. Awkward. Okay, that's fine though. Whatever. Alright, we'll Inquisition away the... We kind of did him a favor, didn't we, with that Urborg? Ooh, the War of Invention. Gross. We'll hit the bridge though, and then we'll try to get the War of Invention with the Collective Brutality, or we can just hold up Shadow of Doubt to really get him. That's the dream, actually. War of Invention's a really nice one. Improvise, search something out, but he can only search for, even if he has... Well, he could do quite a bit here with the Pentat Prism if he really wanted. He can go get another bridge, actually. Because this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as he has right now. So even without playing a land, which he doesn't have. But he'd also, yeah, okay. He can go for 2. Oh, that's bad for us. That's real bad. That was a nice draw. It's going to be tough to beat. You got a Thopter Foundry with it. Alright, we hit a land. Okay, well his next War of Invention's not very good, so I think I can play Liliana. We have to... I can play Lingering Souls and try to pressure this, or play Liliana and try to build towards a Liliana ultimate. I guess if I do that, he just makes this a 5/5 and kills us, huh? So I guess Lingering Souls it is. Yeah, I got it. Can't forget about that ability on it. Just turn something into a 5/5 and kill our Liliana. Hopefully, if we draw a land, we can play Collective Brutality to try to prompt the War of Invention from him, and then Shadow of Doubt it. It's kind of a tough game here. He's just going to get infinite value off of this Tezzerator, though. And Snaring Bridge has been revealed. Yeah, we are in trouble. Good news is, I guess we can now play Liliana. He's just going to play another Pentad Prism here. Yep. Which means his War of Invention is going to be very good, and he already has, we know about him having Thopter Foundry in hand. I would be alright just drawing Stony Silence. As it stands, I'm basically going to have to pass with Shadow of Doubt up, because we just get wrecked otherwise. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, he can now War of Invention for 3. And here it comes. Oh, he just wants to play bridge. Okay. Okay, well, there's a land. Not quite the land we wanted, but it's a land. Yes, we have to poke Tezzerator. We're just going to die to Tezzerator, though. I have to keep Shadow of Doubt up. This is a War of Invention will kill us. He's going to play Thopter Foundry and then War of Invention. So, oh, we're just going to die. Oh, I don't have a lot of ways to deal with Tezzerator once he resolves one. It's kind of rough. He was able to draw into it. He only got a bobble with this one, at least, I guess. Yep, that's a Thopter Foundry. Yep, that's a bobble. Please play War of Invention now. Doesn't have the blue mana to do it. So he will not be playing War of Invention this turn, which means we wasted a turn doing nothing. But honestly, we didn't have a lot of other choices. Okay. Well. If I tried to activate Shambling Vent or something to kill Tezzerator, we're just dead. Like, we're just going to lose to Tezzerator. We need Tezzerator ulted out of this game. That's what's going to happen. Alright, I'm going to Collective Brutality. This will force him to War of Invention, and then we can Shadow Doubt the War of Invention. Oh, he can't cast it. Right. Ether Grid is going to kill us pretty hard, too. Oh my gosh, this is also bad for us. We are very dead. Alright, I don't know what the plan is to beat the War of Invention. I think we're just dead. He plays it. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artifacts. He gets to kill all of our spirits. We can't attack through bridge. We're going to play Liliana, but he can ping Liliana to death. So we have to draw. And you know what? This is so good because this... you know, maybe I actually messed up, and not in a way that probably actually matters. He found the Sword of the Meek. I think I should have taken this because we have Stony Silence in our deck, so even if he has a simple Sword of the Meek Thopter Foundry, which he now has, theoretically we could top deck Stony Silence and beat that, but we could never beat this. So I think I punted. I'll draw my next. I definitely punted, obviously. I mean, it may not matter because if it's not in our top like 3 cards, we'd be dead regardless. But I guess we're going to find out. Yeah, okay, we're dead. And even then it may not have mattered because you can just take Tezzerator up and Ultimate Tezzerator on us. We can't really do much to stop it. I'm going to scoop. We're not... for those who don't know, I'll walk through this. Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek. Thopter Foundry says sack a non-token artifact, create a 1/1 with flying, and gain a life. Sword of the Meek is just an equipment that gives a creature +1/+2, costs 2 mana. Whenever a 1/1 creature enters a battlefield under your control, you may return Sword of the Meek from the graveyard to the battlefield and attach it. So Thopter Foundry sacks Sword of the Meek goes to the graveyard, then this ability puts a 1/1 into play, causing Sword of the Meek to trigger, returning attached to that creature. It's then back on the battlefield, and at that point they spent 1 mana to create a 1/1 blue flying Thopter artifact and gain a life, and they can just do it for every mana they have, so we're obviously dead. Well, let's see if we can play game 3 a little better. Not that we didn't play bad. There's just not much we can do there, to be honest. Oh, still don't think most of these cards help, though. That's the other problem. Like, this might just be a pretty bad matchup for us. He got a little lucky to resolve that Tezzerator after we had hit his hand, but I mean, we had Inquisitions. I guess we may not have been able to hit it anyways. I don't think the Fulminator Mage does much. I don't think much does much here. I guess we still had Anguish Unmaking to try, but we weren't going to beat all of that. And when we didn't hit that turn, we weren't going to beat the army of Thopters he made anyways, so. Just like to see, like, Inquisition, Stony Silence in my opening hand, that's all. The Tezzerator deck is pretty sweet. Don't know what happens if someone casts Shatterstorm, though. I guess not many people play that anymore. I tend to dislike decks that are weak to 2 of 3 things that are common. So, like, the Graveyard and Artifact Hate are 2 of the most common things in Modern. And it's sort of like, why would you play Eggs? Because it loses to both those things. And it's sort of similar with the Tezzerator deck, although it's better than Eggs in that regard, obviously. But it's weak to Graveyard Hate and also weak to Artifact Hate. And generally, if you put those 2 things together, it doesn't work out very well. This hand is a mulligan. Kind of sweet. Right? I love this card, but not worth it. Okay, obviously cannot keep this one. Maybe I might just get mulliganed out here. Jesus. I guess we have to keep and hope there's lands on top. That's a land. Yeah, got magicked out of that game. That's the way it goes sometimes. I mean, maybe I was supposed to keep the first one. It had cyclers in it. But it's almost certain that our, the odds are certainly with us that our 6 is better than that. Because that hand didn't do anything. We would have just spun our wheels for 3 turns, at which point he would have just had stuff set up and we wouldn't have been able to interact. So the mulligan was correct, the initial one, and after that it was just bad luck. Now, obviously, we're pretty dead, but if we rip lands, maybe we're not. Whoop. Given they took Thoughtseize rather than Inquisition, almost certain he's going to resolve a Tezzerator on us next turn. Oh no, just all this stuff that's better than that. Oh, Relic doesn't do anything to us, so there's that. Guess we take a War of Invention. Why not? Drawing the 1 Damnation left in the deck, kind of rough too. I think that we've died. Maybe I wasn't supposed to play Damnation at all, because if you ever assembles a combo, we're just dead anyways. But I do think there's situations where, you can have Stony Silence after he makes a few guys, and Damnation can clean up a little bit. But also Damnation cleans up the... Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so... He could have actually done it, or he can still do it because it's an instant. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and Collective Brutality him here. And he's going to go get Thopter Foundry and we're going to die. He's going to go blue, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So he's going to be able to War of Invention for 2 here, assemble the combo on turn 3 and kill us. Yeah, turn 2 Stony Silence would have just won. I don't think this is a good matchup for us, so I think we're probably disadvantaged here regardless. War of Invention's so good. Pentad Prism, War of Invention, I love it. Okay, so I think we have a turn to... sure, we'll miss. I guess we have a turn here to draw Stony Silence. Maybe 2. Can only make 3 tokens this turn. His hand is Pentad Prism, Relic. Okay, well, that's not the worst draw. Because we have Damnation here, we actually could, you know, he makes tokens here. That's fine. He gets a bunch of tokens. Then we draw Stony Silence, play Stony Silence. Then we draw land, play Damnation. And we've done it, right? At that point, we're kind of back in the game. In as much as you can possibly be in the game when you mold a 4, don't have a land on turn 1 and get Thought Seized, but that doesn't actually matter. All that matters is if we hit the 2 out of 52 chance of hitting Stony Silence here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh, a Leyline in the Void. Very good. Very good. Okay, well, I think we've got one more draw step, I think, before we die here. Hey, it was a good match, though. His deck's awesome. I'm looking forward to playing it myself one of these days. It really needs to be Stony Silence into Damnation, also. I mean, for what it's worth, land would have worked. Land still works. I kind of think I drain him for 2. Alright, so we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 next turn. At which point we play Leyline of the Void, take 13, so that doesn't matter. So we're just dead. It has to be dim. Alright, so I think we needed to hit land. We actually had multiple outs, right? If we had hit land, we could have played Leyline this turn, taken 9, then cast Damnation, and have locked out his combo. So, surprising amount of outs here. For what it's worth, this is why I kept the Damnation in the deck, because of situations like this. What the heck is a Bottled Cloister? At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, exile all cards from your hand face down. At the beginning of your upkeep, return all of cards you own exiled, then draw a card. Oh wow, so it's a 4 mana. It's a 4 mana way to protect his hand from discard, though. That's kind of cool. Because on our turn, he'll exile it. On his turn, he draws it plus another. That's actually kind of sweet. Alright, so I think we're dead here. I don't think we have any outs. But you can see why the Damnation was in the deck, because we did have outs. Even up until that last turn, we had outs. You know, if we had hit, and actually we were in kind of I don't think we'd be a favorite or whatever, but I think we had 22 out of 51 chance on that turn to hit land. So, you know, that's like 40%. We were 40% to be able to continue playing that game. And obviously we're probably not beating the Bottled Cloister or whatever, but cute. Even that would have done it. Man, we just had so many opportunities. I need double black. Let's see some more of his sweet deck before we die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we get another turn. We were so close. So close. If it had just been one turn earlier, we could have played Leyline and then Damnation and not been dead. And like I said, this sweet Bottled Cloister tech probably would have got us. But, I mean, these two cards wouldn't have done anything. It would have just been this. And he would have just been, you know, building up cards. But hey, maybe we could have dug out of it. We boarded right. I think we played right. Just so pretty unlucky here in Game 3. Even after the mold 4, the fact that we had the possibility to win is impressive. Alright, we have died. Alright, good games. That was fun. I'm going to play this Tezzerator deck. I really like it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This deck we played this week is actually really good. There's probably some metas where it's not great. Like, I probably wouldn't want it against Jund or something like that, the decks that can grind you out a little better. But man, it's really good tonight, and it was obviously a good choice in the Grand Prix. It's probably a good choice in Modern in general right now. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.